The last year or so that we've been prospecting, the most common reason that we're coming in to replace another agency is because communication. And we're like, well, tell us a little bit. Like, what
do you
communication
mean
is
by?
very broad. Like, can you give me an example of what happened? What we saw that the most common reason or where they're failing it. So it's not that agencies don't communicate, because when there's good news, we're very good at communicating. Hey, we have the right candidate.
Yeah.
Hey, we filled that order. Hey, we're here, the 10 people you
Yeah.
requested. We're very, very good at that. Or like, hey, this guy called out sick or this and that. But whenever there's bad news, they disappear. No one's answering. No one likes to talk, and they just don't communicate. And so I would say that that's one of our strong suits, and it's common sense. But but I do see it within my own team when they're first starting off. They're terrified of telling them bad news, and I told them, I was like, put yourself in their shoes. Like, if they ask for 5, and you don't respond, they're assuming they're getting 5 tomorrow morning. Like, their operations are depending on those 5 people. So if you don't have them, tell them before they go home. Like, that's at the bare minimum, and it's okay. Like, that just makes us human. Yes, we can do better, or tell them what problems are you running into. Like, hey, they want more money, or hey, this particular skill set, they don't want to work with this, or they don't want to do over. Just communicate, but tell them like, hey, I don't have those 5 people right now. These are the challenges I'm running. This is what we can do differently. Are you willing to go up another $1? But just communicate. And I was like, don't let him find out tomorrow morning when he's expecting those 5. That hurts the reputation even more. And all it takes is one time, because you piss off the wrong person. The CEO happened to be on the floor that day, and he was expecting those 5 people, and that's all it takes, and they get dropped that quickly. And so I constantly have to share this with my own team, because they're one of the ones that are terrified. And so I have to jump in and be like, look, it's not that hard. And I tell them, and we jump in and like, hey, I failed. This is my fault. This is what I'm going to do differently to fix it, and it won't happen again. If you say every time you mess up, you respond that way, you don't make excuses, it'll be okay, and you won't get dropped. I was like, because mistakes happen. And so, that is the biggest, at least right now, of why agencies are getting dropped. It's a simple communication when it comes to bad news. But obviously the good news is an easy one.